Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 60 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview of chill time all around for you and me. I am your host, HeavyDivider here, and alongside me is, well, he's one of my best friends. As a matter of fact, he is the punt maker, the game breaker, the drink mixer, the slide devil he is. He's a really nice individual, and also he is a great guy to be able to hang around with and just have a fun time with. Also now that can I mention he likes puns too? My guest for tonight here is Omega. What's going on, buddy?
Hello.
What's going on, friend?
It's going good.
Yeah.
Going good. Where's it at? I got a drink.
No, yeah. Hey, you got a drink. There you go. Speaking of drinks on hand. Yeah, speaking of drinks on hand, we're here at the bar here. Kind of the bar on hand here, but I'm also basically reading my questions off this book here too. Just saying, for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See if my mic can pick it up.
Yep, there's the crisp noise. Yeah, I picked it up. Picked it up on hand. There's that nice crisp noise. But yeah, let's go ahead and get down to business here really quickly. And we'll start with the first following question. How the hell did we meet?
That is an interesting story. How we met is I was in a certain group a long time ago that was run by a certain person known as Lieutenant Salty.
Mm-hmm.
Salty, I met you through Salty and Goople, through their Pixelmon server.
Yeah, yes you did. Actually, I met you too through the whole how's it pronounced? Danganronpa?
Danganronpa, yeah.
Danganronpa.
VA stuff, that as well.
And my first impression of you is this man from Boston?
Is this man? No, I am not from Boston.
Yeah, he is not from Boston. Because of how his accent and everything is, it threw me off to where I assumed that on hand here. And also, it was one of those moments on hand too where we briefly got a chance to know each other through that, but then later on, give it what, a year, maybe was a couple months down the road or so, we didn't get a chance to fully know each other.
Yeah, about a year, round about the year, because I was a part of that, and then I disappeared for a year, and then I reappeared because I had to deal with life issues at the time.
No, I got you. I just remember that on hand, and just be able to bump into you on hand for the most part. And I think we fully connected on it just because we loved making really shitty puns, and sometimes it just basically gets to us here and there. And then after that, it was like we got interested in like different kind of games on hand. And I think our best connection on hand we had game wise was Grim Dawn. Like you wanted to be, you were looking for a good ARPG, and I basically showed you Grim Dawn on hand, and I think you bought it or I bought it for you. But either way, you were already hooked on it within a matter of a week because you already completed the whole thing.
I believe, if I remember correctly, you did gift it to me, but I ended up buying the DLC.
Yeah, that might have been it.
I ended up getting the DLC and playing it. Yeah.
Like it might have been that for the case on hand.
I was addicted to playing it in less than a week.
Yeah, and I know you told me on hand where basically your main, not a pet peeve, but your main thing when it comes to video games is the fact that you like you sometimes accidental speedrun it, even though you're not a speedrunner.
I speedrun games.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a speedrunner. I just know how to break a game to the point, certain games, not all, that I can just play through it with very little bit.
Yeah.
Some of the higher.
No, I feel you on hand. So, let me get down to your VRChat Origins. What got you started playing this game?
What got me started playing VRC? That is a very long-winded story. I will chop it up into a piece and kind of mix together real quick. What got me started in VRChat was my original VR family. Because they're like, yo, we'd love to see you in VRChat. You get to chill around and do all this stuff with us. My original VRChat family is someone we don't have a very fond memory of. And a person who is now my brother being known as Drake Yo.
Yeah.
Those were the people that got me into VR. What got me to get into VR was I wanted to actually be able to fully experience VRC. I wanted to be able to interact with things, be able to actually like carry and do emotion with like using my hands. I'm a very visual person. that's what really got me into wanting to be in VR. I also wanted to play other VR games like Beat Saber, Pavlov, stuff of that sort. It felt like it was a good time for me to grab up VR.
No, I got you on hand. And well, I can understand the whole, visionary. Well, kind of like the whole move your hands around and talk and part on hand, because I do that constantly. I do that constantly on hand because I like to describe something, but at the same time, I also like to be able to share a story as best as I can by doing that. So I know the feeling with that.
Yeah.
I know the feeling with that on hand here. When did you start in VRC, if I can ask?
When did I start VRC? When did I start? I started VRC a couple years ago. I started VRC probably back 2021 now. I probably started late 2018, early 2019.
Okay.
But that's when I started. But then I kind of disappeared for all of 2019, and I got back into it and fully into it with 2020.
No, I got you. I got you on hand. I was kind of curious about that because, understand, my first experience with you was through a Discord call with like a certain game here and there.
Through Discord.
Yeah, because I never got a chance to meet you in VRC until you were slowly but surely coming back and just basically be able to hang out and just do all this. So yeah, that's a key thing. So let me ask about your hobbies on hand besides like gaming games in general. Now, I put down Hades because I know you enjoyed like playing Hades on hand, just be able to, especially watching different
Hades. I need to get back into Hades.
Yeah, I need to get back into it on hand because I really want to do like Heat level 35. Grim Dawn was basically our bonding game on hand, just because we were able to find you were able to find ways to break it.
True.
Class wise and all.
Very easily able to wipe. Yeah.
But
that's just how I.
Yep. I got you. I got you on hand. But I was gonna ask you, what other hobbies do you have that's besides like gaming in general? What do you do?
Well, I bark. I make drinks. That's my job. Hobbies besides that? Well, it's not really a hobby, that's a job. Hobbies what I have besides game. Oh, that's a difficult one. Besides bartending and stuff like that, I do like to go to the gun range.
Gun range.
I am a firearms nut.
Okay, I got you. I got you on hand.
I know what these talk about firearms on hand.
No, I got you. That's fine. I mean, hey, put it this way, everybody's got like a different kind of hobby on hand for the most part, but I know for a fact with you kind of like being able to understand firearms and everything on hand, I feel like nothing would get you more than basically hearing the sound of an M1 Garand just reloading.
The ping.
Just the ping of it, I bet.
Notorious M1 Garand ping.
Yeah, just the ping everybody recognizes on hand, and memes are basically anything in particular game-wise or so. So
that sound is actually a real sound that comes from the M1 Garand.
Yeah, which is nice. Which is nice to do here and there. So, let me ask you this. What game was basically your intro into gaming entirely on hand here? Like, what got you started?
Oh. Well, this is common knowledge to know that know me in the Discord. The games that got me into gaming were games like, Crash Bandicoot, Banjo. Those are the two smaller ones. The main series that got me into gaming was the Shin Megami Tensei, or Persona series. That is what truly got me into the gaming scene, was Persona, or Shin Megami Tensei.
I was gonna say, any favorite edition out of that series that you keep close to your heart?
Persona 3 FES.
Persona 3, alright. Well, there you go. The only game in the world where basically, in order to summon a spirit, you have to basically unload around in yourself. Jeez.
Yeah.
one of the weirdest ones on hand here, which I don't think they ever implemented that ever again for good reasons, I bet.
Nope.
For very good reasons, yeah. Very good reasons. So
but the thing with 3, to summon their persona, they had to overcome the fear of death.
No, I feel you. That's fair on hand.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you were part of a podcast group called Behind the Scenes on hand. Now, the 2 questions I have for that is
behind the stream.
Behind the stream. I thought it was behind the scenes. My bad. Behind the stream.
Behind the streams.
Behind the stream on hand. So,
yeah.
Let me ask you this. There's 2 questions to this, and that being, what is the origin behind the stream? Well, behind of the stream, and what is your experience from that?
The origin of Behind the Streams. You talk about how it was created?
Yeah, how did it start? Yeah. How did it start and how you became part of it?
It started off with a wonderful person by the name of Tentastack. He originated it. He started it. He grouped people together to help him produce it, essentially. Everyone had a different role and different jobs. Some people would swap from one segment to another segment if they were needed. I became a part of it because I started becoming a regular in their community, and people liked my voice. I have a very
deep voice.
I have a very announcer-friendly voice.
Kind of a bass. Yeah.
Bassy. It's announcer-friendly, like I can easily read a bar.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I at least became part of it, because he saw potential in that, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can do that when I'm not doing work. I learned a lot of stuff from that. I learned don't always take stuff at face value. Don't try and figure out what something is unless you want to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has 2 sides, for the most part. One side is one that they always show, and one side is one that they're not willing to show very often. A lot of different life lessons I learned from that, having to help deal with that at times. But all in all, to me, it was a very fun and very chill experience I have to deal with.
No, I feel you. I mean, because I know I heard about it on hand, like, during, like, 2019 or so? Let's say, because I know briefly, because I've heard about, like, certain streamers that come by and basically be a part of it on hand. And it was one of the things on my list. I had, like, a list of things. It was one of the things that, one of the things that I would actually want to try on hand. Just to kind of be a part of, just to be able to talk and just have a fun time on hand here and there. And I think it was also one of the small inspirations with that, and also Hawks' Rippin' style of interview that basically kind of culminated into the Shoot the Breeze interview style on hand. So it was a little bit of inspiration from that, yeah. A little bit of inspiration from that, like a little bit of a podcast style. Yeah, podcast style on hand, just be able to like have a nice chill time, talk about everything in whatever world that the guest wants to choose. So yeah. That's where I head on here. So let's talk about the VR chat scene. Now, in this current time of where we're standing right now, what do you think about VR chat at this moment?
In the current present we have of VR chat, I don't think it is necessarily bad. Do I think it could be better? Yes. Easily, it could be better. But with how it stands currently, it's not bad. It'd be better. I'm repeating myself. And I'm willing to be here and be in VRC and beyond in VR because it's something that I enjoy still. You had asked me that question beginning of last year, I would have said I don't like where it stands currently. If you had asked me that beginning of last year. Because they've made changes to it, they've updated stuff. I've gotten to know your group, Chaotic's group, and I've actually started performing in you guys' RP, you guys, that Chaotic run. That has kind of changed my perspective of VR a little bit. Just like, okay, this has more applications than I thought it.
Oh, I got you.
Would I say if you are not in VR and you want to get into VR, give VRC a shot? If it's not for you, it's not for you. I will say this social platform is not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody on hand, mostly because of the fact that when it comes down to VRC or so, like, understand, at its core, VRC or so, it helps people socialize for its main core on hand. Just be able to take something away from it and just be able to socialize and just be able to talk to people and be able to, you know, make friends from across the world on hand. Because it's still one of the most amazing things to me. Now, think about this. Amazing thing to me is that for a game like this, you're able to socialize from people across the world or so. Like, you and I are like a few states over, but it's still amazing to be able to talk almost face to face. It's with a virtual face, but face to face at least on hand.
It's still technically you are face to face on virtually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same thing would be able to talk to somebody from like Australia or just like the UK, you know, Japan.
Sure, Discord allows you to do that as well.
Yeah.
But you don't talk to them face to face.
Yeah.
There is still that.
Yeah, it's just like going a step up. Going a fun step up on hand.
Yeah.
So, but it's still one of the amazing things just to look at on hand. Just because even if people don't think about it, it's still like an amazing feat on hand too. So that's pretty much where VRChat itself kind of like stands out as the innovators of that kind of idea on hand. You know, there was Skype, there was Discord, basically voice to voice. But when it comes to like, you know, interface, I'll just be able to look at somebody and be able to talk to them, you know, see their hand moves, see them move around, see them to be able to like have motions on hand. That's still really, it's still amazing, you know, like it's a callback from like, you know, people seeing like 3D like movies and such, or just be able to believe that you can actually put yourself inside of a game. Still a callback for that, you know. So let me ask about your funny and memorable moments on hand here. Now, when I say funny memorable moments, I'd be like, you know, if you close your eyes and just think a little bit, it's like, what's the first thing that pops to your mind, that comes to your mind?
Okay, then I have a question back to you.
Sure.
Funny memorable moments of what?
Anything that you find on hand. Like, it could just be something that's so funny that it sticks with you on hand. Like, when you think of funny moments on hand, it's like, oh, that moment, I can't forget that. Or just kind of like, memorable as in the sense of, like, it could have been like with a group of friends. It could have been like something somebody did that you will never forget. Or just, or just something.
When you clarify it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Memorable moment for me, spending time with you and Chaotic Community. That is legitimately memorable to me. I'm not gonna forget that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Funny moments. There's a lot of them in the Grand Cavern Discord.
Yeah, there is. There's just
Honestly,
a lot of
the most funny
craziness.
moments are pretty much any quote that is in there has a memory to it.
Yes.
Any quote that's been made, to me, has a memory to it if I can remember it at that time. Most of those quotes are funny, and those are like one of the more funnier moments for me to remember each of those quotes.
And what's great about it is the fact, too, that it's our own, especially with the Grand Cavern and everything, it's our own unique humor on hand. Like, no,
Yeah.
like, if you join in, like, the Grand Cavern or so, you know, through our Discord and everything, it's just one of those moments where we have, like, a unique humor on hand, and immediately it could just be sparked on hand. Like, for example, if I said the following phrase of, like, hi, I'm HeavyDivider, welcome to my testicle talk, immediately everybody knows what I'm referencing on hand. and I'm gonna be looking in my chat here, and I'm gonna see Chaotic go, no, stop that. Yeah, there it is.
Possibly.
I'm still baffled by the fact that that's the one thing that got him. That's the one thing that got you, and I don't know why. Out of all the stupid things I've said, that's the one thing that gets you. So, But yeah, it's
Very
just
fair,
it's
that's
just that
fair.
kind of humor and just like kind of like wordage on hand that basically brings and bonds us together in the weirdest ways on hand here. And that's why I created a quote system just to introduce that to everybody on hand, like for you and everybody else just to see. So that's the thing. That's fine. Jesus. But yeah. So yeah, I'm glad to be able to have like memorable moments with you in here and there, dude. And just be able to. And here's the thing, I just want to point this out. You're coming out of your shell, dude. You're coming out of your shell. You're basically, yeah, that's key. And I'm glad to be able to see that. Glad to be able to see that on hand here. So.
It's glad to be able to not have to always wear a mask.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Not
which is
have to
nice.
always.
Which is nice, because we basically, you, me, Chaotic, Nocti, Langle, Earth, MT, Skits, everybody else, we all blend together. We blend together with our own sense of humor, and it's like a magnificent moment on it. Nate and Journey, too. Like, there's a lot of people. A lot of people on hand, but everybody all blends together, and it's a great, great thing. Great thing for us. So, but, let me ask you this. What is the motivation that keeps you going? Like, for the things that you do, for the things that you inspire to do, for the things that you want to accomplish, say, like a year or two out or so.
That's honestly a difficult question to answer. I can answer it. Just at the current point, I don't truly know what motive. I just keep going. I don't let myself stop.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have motivation for it? The only motivation I could say is being able to spend time with you and Chaotic and the rest of the people in Discord. That's what kind of keep going. Well, besides my girlfriend.
Yeah, that, and Aloan. And Aloan on it.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Kind of actually shows that, this is a really big family on hand, too, if you think about it. Like, yeah, it's friends, but it's like closer than that. It's like a family. A very beautiful, fun, crazy family. So, yeah, who doesn't want to have that on hand here? So, let me go ahead and ask you this: VRChat, for the VRChat current present. Now, I mentioned about like VRChat as of right now or so, but let's compare here from your first time of being on VRC to where we are now. What are some of the things you are glad that they changed over the course of time to some of the things you wish they didn't change at all?
One, and this is a lot of people, the loading screen.
Of course, the loading screen.
I wish they had kept the OG loading screen. It was iconic for VR. Okay, now it's just.
Yeah.
It's just like a sticker. It's just.
Yeah, it's just there. I mean, to be fair, if they could have just kept like the space in the background with that music playing, and then just kept like like that loading, like, yeah, keep the sticker thing if you want there, but just have like that loading like space in the background with that music playing and everything. That way you get both of both worlds. Two things of both worlds for them. One for VRC and one for the players. Like, it should be that simple on hand to do.
It should, but nah, you never know.
You never know.
That's one of the things I wish they'd kept. Anything that I'd want them to change? No. Most of the stuff when I started VR that I had issues with, they haven't changed.
No, I got you.
So it's just, that's my main thing, is I wish they'd kept the OG loading screen, because it was amazing.
Yeah, it was very. It knew you were gonna start your adventure on hand, so.
Yeah, because of me disappearing for a year off of like the net and stuff like that, I missed out on that loading screen. Because by the time I started to get back into VR, we have the loading screen we have now. So I missed getting to enjoy that in VR because of person.
Okay.
Because of a life throwing a curveball.
No, I got you. I got you on hand. So, is there anything you're looking forward towards VRC for what they got to implement coming up on hand, or anything that stands out to you?
Anything I'm looking forward to? Not really, actually. VRC has done fairly well as the only thing that I'm interested in is I'm wanting to see where Udon.
No, I see.
I want to see where they're able to take that udon system.
Well, I could assure you on hand it's been implemented in some many different ways here and there. So, like some of the
Yeah.
old worlds on hand have been updated with Udon. Like for example, do you remember the courtroom? Like in VRC?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been updated to an Udon
Yeah.
version of it. So,
Oh, geez.
which I actually thought about going and checking that out when I get a chance here, just because I'm curious what to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me ask you this now for the curveball question. For the interesting, inspiring curveball question on hand here, that being, let's talk anime.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna talk some anime here. So there's a 3-part question in this. First part, when I say the word anime, what's the first series that comes to your mind?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal
The
Alchemist.
original, not Brotherhood. I've seen both.
I'm guessing it's one of your favorites?
Original, not Brotherhood. Yeah, actually, Full Metal Alchemist would be one of my favorites. Yes, like, yeah, actually would be.
I got you.
Like, top 2.
No, I got you on hand. I was kind of curious about that. Kind of curious about that on hand for it, and just kind of like see, because you know, I mean, then again, I enjoyed Full Metal Alchemist. I wish they would have remastered the games for it, from PS2. Like those were fun.
Yeah.
Like especially like the one I got from the demo PlayStation magazine. Like I want to play those again. Let me ask you this on hand here. Now let me ask you this. The second question I have with anime, that being, if you had a top 3, top 5 anime series for it, what would it be? It could be it doesn't have to be in order.
Okay, I'll go with top 3 because those are fairly easily. My number 1 favorite anime that I've watched to this day, Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill.
My second, that's Full Metal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
And my third, to this day and age, would have to be the Ancient Magus Ride.
I've actually never heard of that
That's
one.
a fairly newer one. The Ancient
Yeah, we know.
Magus Ride is a relatively newer one.
Newer one. Okay.
Like, I think it came out early 2020, if I remember.
No, I got you. I did not know.
Or, like, late 2019. Yeah.
I did not know that on
That's when
hand.
I kind of got into watching and enjoyed it quite a bit to watch.
I might have to look at it when I get a chance.
All over.
Oh, yeah, don't knock over your drink. It'll be bad.
I caught it, we're good.
So,
I caught it, we're good.
my third question to this on hand is, what is the anime that hit you close to home? Like, as soon as you watch it, you felt it. You just felt it right there. Like, it could be emotionally, it could be just something like you relate to on a very real level.
Okay, this one people may or may not agree with, but one that kind of hit me with emotion was, if you know of the anime, Kame Got Killed.
Kame Got Killed.
It's about, essentially, I haven't watched ages, but it's essentially people, it's like a group of, I know it, but it was what hit me the hardest because, and it's kind of a tall topic, but people die in that anime in a very gruesome way.
Ooh, I think I know what you're referencing to.
Literally, one person gets decapitated and then their head skewered in the middle of Flower Garden.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking
in the middle
about.
of a town.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. That one kind of hit me with some emotion because the characters are good. Yeah. It's a tough anime to watch if you're not a
Yeah, man, I could see that on hand being a tough anime. Especially the fact too that if they get you emotionally connected to like a character on hand, like you begin to relate to him, and then out of nowhere it's just like, you know, with a simple snap of the finger, they're gone. It's like, what the, you know, why'd you build this up for me?
Why'd you build it up?
Why'd you build it up so you can? Why'd you build it up and then kill him, and then you were gonna kill him later on in the first place? Why? Why would you jerk? Why would you just jerk that from me? Anyway. So.
Context, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know what I said. I knew what I said the moment I said that first word on hand, but I was like, you know what? I'm going all in. Let's just do it. All right. So.
Fair enough.
My last question for you Here's my last question for you. So I'm gonna grab this here, and I'm gonna bring this across here, so that way it can be shown for you on hand. Let me just get this lined up, ready to go. There we go. And my question for you on hand, for the camera wise or so, is what are your goals and dreams? And at best, what is the best advice you could ever give to anybody? I'm gonna let you have center stage for this.
Okay, so hopes and dreams. That's an interesting one to ask. My hope and dreams are. Well, this is just for my friend.
I was gonna say goals and dreams.
Goals.
Yeah, you're all good.
Terrifying.
Yeah, you're all good. You're good.
Goals and dreams. Well, my goals are make my friends happy. That's why I'm as much of a jokester as I am. I tend to look out for my friends more than I look out for stuff. My goal, and this is both my goal and my dreams, is to make my friends laugh, to make my friends happy. To give my friends a place where they can just sit back, relax, and just laugh, and have fun, and relax. And the best advice I could give to someone? Don't let others influence how you are. You are you. Others may try to decide for you. They are not you in the end. Only you can control the way that your life. Whether you are down, whether you are sad, you gotta power on through. Because if you don't, it's gonna hold you back.
Okay, I got you. I got you on hand. No, that's solid advice on hand. Very solid advice. And all I'm going to say for the most part is, like, if there's one thing that I will always say on hand here, which I will say for the most part, is that when it comes down to it, being yourself is the most key thing in the world on hand, because that separates who you are from what you want to be, you know. Because keep in mind, if you
separates who you are from what you can be, from what you can achieve.
So, but it's one of those moments on hand that I wish for the most part, and I say this on hand, I wish for the most part that when it comes down to it, that people see that for themselves. Because keep in mind, it's okay to be who you are, just don't change yourself for anything. Like, I get the idea of people having, like, personalities and everything, like, say, stream and everything, but just be yourself. Don't change that and just have that constantly, because that's just gonna hurt you in the end, you know? Gonna hurt you right in the end on hand. Yeah. Hurt you in the end on hand here and there. So, alrighty, guys. So, guys, we got, anybody have any questions they want to ask Omega on hand? Now for the fun part, apparently. This is probably going to be the fun part. For the fun part. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask Omega on hand? Any questions at all? So, if you guys do on hand, while you guys are coming up with questions on hand, let me ask you this, Omega. Your name.
Yep.
Where did that come from?
Okay, so are you talking about the name Omega, or are you talking about the full thing?
Omega. Just Omega.
Just Omega. Okay. Well, the thing with Omega came about because I don't see myself much as a leader. True, I can lead people. I have in the past. But I don't see myself much as a leader. So then, I had friends who were... Chaotic's gonna laugh and Lang's gonna laugh at this. I've had friends in the past who were furries and they called themselves alphas. So I'm just like, okay, what's the opposite of an alpha? They said an omega. If you're talking about in pack terms for like wolves and stuff like that, the omega is the last of the pack. They are the very bottom of the pack. But the thing that is special about an omega is if an omega beats an alpha, that omega then becomes an alpha.
No, I got you.
But I don't want to become an alpha, so I'm sticking as an omega. And yes, my name actually came from Wolfpack terminology.
No, I got you. What of the coincidence on hand came from Wolfpack terminology, considering the fact that Chaotic also goes by Wolfpack terminology on hand too. There's another connection there. What are the connection of that happening on hand there? So, Journeycraft's got a question asking you, why are you such a sans?
Well, that's actually an easy, fairly one to answer. A long time ago, I helped someone with an Undertale stream. You know them.
I know.
Everybody else in our community know them. And the role that I was rolled as was Fan, because my only voice was the one that fit.
Mm-hmm.
Then later, I got into the AU, the Undertale AU sphere, and I came to find a specific AU known as Underfell. Underfell is a very dark, rough thing. It's just like, oh, you're a Fell Sand. You're an Underfell Sand. You're this bag of bones with a golden tooth and sharp teeth. I'm like, okay. And I just decided to roll with it past that point.
And it was ever since that or so that anytime you talk like Sans or so, you talk like a very chill mob boss. Like the voice pattern for it.
That's another thing is I get confused as, being a mob boss from time to time. I have went around at school in a fucking trench coat and a fedora.
Good lord. No, I can see it on him. I can see it on him for the most part. So,
I have done that.
So, Earthchan's got a question for you, asking, who is your favorite RP character and why is it Moon?
Interestingly enough, my favorite RP character actually is Moon.
Well, what a coincidence.
It actually is Moon. I love the randomness of it. Like, that's what kind of helped me to keep in characters, because I know that Earth has that one character that is known as Moon, and they are just random, energetic, and off the wall, and it's just, okay, I see them doing this. Good. It's funny. It's like, I could laugh about this after we get done with the story.
Good. I could see it.
And also, one time, during the middle of a boss fight, me and my character and Moon just started playing patty cake in the middle of a boss fight.
No, that's gonna happen. Trust me, you're gonna have moments on hand where that would just happen, craziness-wise.
That's gonna happen.
Earth just said, wow, that was a joke. I was like, oh, okay. They were joking at first. I was like, oh, okay. Well, but,
I know that they were joking, but legit, my favorite RP character from the group is Moon.
So, does anybody else got any questions you want to ask? You want to be able to ask, Omega on hand here? While you guys are doing it, I do have another question. What got you into bartending?
Friendly bag of bones.
What
got me into bartending? That is an interesting thing.
Yeah, what inspired you to be a bartender?
Early on in my family, consider I am not Christian, but the rest of my family is. Because I kind of broke off from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, what stuff that they wouldn't do that I can now do now that I broke apart? I'm just, bartend. I can handle liquor now. I can handle liquor. I can make drinks at this point. I could entertain people. I can make jokes. I can make people laugh at this point. It's just, I chose the profession because it was one that is more on the social side. It's one that not many people actively seek out the profession, but more people just fall into because of how it can be.
No, I got you.
But I actively seek out the profession because it's something I wanted to do.
No, I understand, and I feel you on hand. Like, cause, like, I didn't. Okay, first things first. I didn't know your family was Russian, or. Did you say Russian? Or am I
Christian?
Oh, my bad. I thought you said Russian. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Russian. My bad.
No,
Whoop.
my family is not Russian.
Okay, making sure on hand. Make sure for the most part on hand. Sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't know that on hand. I understood, Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of interesting on hand to be able to aspire to be a bartender
My
on hand.
family, besides me, are Christian.
Yeah, Agent, basically, Omega is an actual bartender, and... Or... like a regular top tier, like Tom Cruise in that movie? I don't know. I've never seen that movie. I'm trying to figure out what movie...
If you're talking about that, I'm sorry, martinis are... You say shaken? No, martini is stirred, not shaken.
Yeah, there you go. Earth wants to say that Maurice wants...
It would be stirred rather than shaken? Because if you're bartending, typically when you would shake a drink, it has to either include a form of citrus or a form of protein.
Hmm. So yeah, that
protein being an egg white, or a citrus being like lemon, lime, grapefruit juice, stuff of that sort. There's a citrus or protein, gotta be shaken.
Mm.
Anything other, you can choose to shake it. It's gonna affect how it tastes, but if you want to keep the flavor consistent, stirring is the best way to go.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair on hand. Also, just to let you know, Agent was talking about the movie called Cocktail, and since that mess up on hand where I assumed that you said your family was Russian or thing, Earth pretty much said now Maurice wants to know your location.
Maurice, come, I will give you vodka.
One second. No, so we talking bartender in a sports bar like Cheers or more like a club? I would feel like it's just more like a midnight bar, right?
It's just, yeah, it's a midnight bar.
Just a midnight bar.
It's not a club, but it's not a sport bar either.
Okay.
It's that one niche category of it. It's a pub bar, essentially. It's just there for people to drink, sit back, chill, play pool, stuff of that sort. We have a couple pool tables on the second floor and a couple pool tables on the first floor.
Which, actually, that makes me think of an interesting question that I want to ask you is basically, since you have knowledge as being like a mixer, like as a bartender and everything, if you ever made your own go-to drink, say, basically, what would be your go-to drink that you would mix? Like, say something for you, like if you're going to relax or anything.
Okay, a go-to drink for me, there are two.
Mm-hmm.
I am personally a huge fan of an old-fashioned. An old-fashioned is whiskey on the rocks, a swath of orange, lemon, or lime peel, depending on your choice, spritzed over top of it, with a couple dashes of Angostura bitters, which is a certain... Bitters are what you use to add flavor to drinks, if you don't want to say add a bunch more alcohol.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
And then my second one is a very simple drink, and that's known as a smoking cider. That is cider with a shot to a shot and a half of Fireball in it.
I see. Nice.
Specifically like a green apple cider, something that's got some tartness to it.
Okay, I got you. I got you on hand. I got you. That actually works pretty well here. Okay.
Two go-to drinks.
Now that we talked about this, Agent wants to give you a pop quiz asking what is an Adonis.
An Adonis?
Yeah, basically a pop quiz to test his drink knowledge. What is an Adonis? Apparently. I don't know. I can't say I know, just because I'm not much of a bartender, nor do I mix drinks on hand.
Consider I mix drinks casually.
Just
I don't
casual.
memorize the name of drink.
Mm-hmm.
I memorize the ingredients and what they look like.
Oh, okay, just memorize the ingredients. Okay, that's fair.
So,
I mean,
I know, and most people that come in are regulars. I already know what they want and already know how to mix it. I don't experiment much with drink. Like, people will come in and order stuff occasionally where it's just like, okay, I'll have to look that up because I don't know the recipe. Literally behind the counter, because we have it's a laminated wood surface that has a step down to where we have like our ice, we have our glass coolers, we have our cleaning for the glasses, and then below that we have liquor shelves, and then below that we have, essentially on the same shelf as the liquor but one layer lower, we have a book about that thick, full of mixed drink.
Damn.
That thick full of mixed drink.
So you kind of just stay like in the regulars.
I have not been able to learn
all of it.
Yeah, I'd stick with the regulars mostly. Yeah,
okay.
I already know what they want. I already know how they want it.
Okay.
I don't know what that drink is off the top of my head, but I could easily look into.
Well, Asia's got the ingredients here. It's basically it's pretty much 1.5 ounces of Fino or mozzarella sherry, I believe. and then like one,
Smooth?
and then 1 and 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth, 2 dashes of orange bitters. I think I butcher all that all in again.
Okay. So 1.5 ounces of, I'm guessing, is like a Moscato, and then like an ounce or an ounce and a quarter of vermouth.
Oh, it's vermouth. I thought it was for mouth.
Dashes of orange bitter.
Jesus.
Vermouth.
Vermouth. Sorry.
And then a couple dashes of orange bitter.
Bitters. Okay, yeah. Okay, and basically just agents is asking, okay, so it's like someone's ordering an espresso only with alcohol and you mix it to its order?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think agents just trying to get the idea on exactly how you bartend on hand for the most part. So.
No, it's like if someone orders something, excuse me, say it's a regular.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what they want.
Okay.
I wait for them. By the time that they get to their seat, their usual seat, and sit down, I'm about almost done with their drink.
Gotcha.
I already know what they want. I already know what depth I make, what
because
I need to do for that drink.
Yeah, because usually
I don't just mix a drink and let it sit there. I make each drink per person. I know some barkeeps who will mix a bunch of drinks and have them ready just in case people order them.
No.
It's not a good way.
That wouldn't be fresh.
No, it would not be fresh. You mix it per person.
And because of your position on hand or so, since you are able to, because usually the knowledge of a bartender is basically always remember what the customers that you like face wise would order regular. So basically it's kind of like getting practice on hand, what you got to work with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that kind of practice on hand.
Do I bartend? I am more so of a bar. I both bartend and I also stock the bar. I'll move boxes of liquor from the second floor to the first floor to the chiller in the first floor to the second floor chiller, just depending on what's needed in which area.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
I'm moving. I don't sit still.
Gotcha. Okay, one last call for any questions on you guys for Omega here and there. I'm trying to think here because I believe... Okay, here's my question. So, when we were talking about video games and everything on hand, and we were talking about like Persona and all that or so, I was going to ask you this. Out of the whole Persona series you played on hand, what's your favorite story, besides the games or so, what is the story that sticks out for you that you enjoy the most?
The story? Okay, so you're saying like the story of the game.
Yeah, the story of the game itself.
Of the game stories that I played, do I enjoy the most?
Yes.
Okay, I love 3.
Mm-hmm.
3, I hold near and dear Persona 3 to my heart.
That's fine.
But story-wise, I have to give it to 4 Golden. 4 Golden is about finding the truth of the world.
No, I get you.
It's about trying to find the truth of, well, if this is one thing, this can't be this because all this points to something else. And you have to find the truth, and the truth shatters the fabricated reality that they know.
I just remember, now that you said that on hand, since we were talking about Persona 4, I just remember that Agent G's, like, VRC model is basically a Dechi with a pair of sunglasses on.
It's a catchy, yeah.
A catchy, yeah. I just remember that on hand. It just dawned on me. So.
Yeah, no, and I love that. Like, that really caught my eye with him. It's like, it's a catchy. It's a villain.
But he's got sunglasses, so clearly he must be good.
Maybe.
He clearly. Yes. But yeah. Yes. But I don't think I see any other questions from you guys on hand here that I could see for the most part. So, with that in mind, that will be episode 60 of Shoot the Breeze.